Squid Game is supposed to be scary, but some of these deaths just weren't. Today, I'll be going over every funny death in Squid Game, from slightly funny ones to the completely hilarious ones. Starting with a death that shouldn't have been funny yet everyone thought it was, Player 244's death in Glass Bridge. Season 1, Episode 8. Most people know him as the religious guy or the Christian guy. He was a part of Ji-hun's team during Tug of War, and most viewers found him annoying from the start, never thanking other people for helping him survive, only thanking God. Yes, I'm a Christian, but you've got to thank people who helped you directly no matter what. Ji-hun points this out with a sassy tone, one of the things that make us love her character. He ends up picking position 6 before Glass Bridge, and once the first 5 players have fallen, he jumps forward and does the thing he does best, praying. Sits down and prays, using a precious time out of the 10 minutes they still had left, being only about halfway to the end. Based on the original time, each player has about a minute to get across, or that each of the 18 jumps gives about 50 seconds for a decision. He only ended up being able to pray for about 30 seconds from what we can see as the viewer, but who knows how much time he would have wasted. When Duxu shouts forward to tell player 151, position 7, to get him to stop if he doesn't want to wind up dead, player 151 jumps forward to push the religious guy off the platform. 244 sends him straight into the regular glass, sending him to his death. The setup 244 jumps across to the tempered glass, until 407 follows him, pushing him forwards while he screams before he can get back down to pray or gather his bearings. Multiple factors make this funny. First of all, his death is instant karma. It's exactly how he just killed someone, and it came back to bite him in the ass. Next, the scream. He gets sent forward with a half-comical scream, mixed with the realization of what he's doing wrong. Finally, he's a guy that we hate. People are bound to find it funny, or at least amusing to see him go out like this. Next up is another Glass Bridge death, or rather, the reaction to it. Player 021, Glass Bridge position 4, dies towards the start of Glass Bridge, after the math guy, player 062, works out that he's dead pretty much 100% of the time. 1 and 32,768, thank him, not me, so runs ahead without stopping to give the others time to realize where he went. He runs ahead, guessing 3 panes correct in a row before falling to his death. Now, back to 021. He was directly after 062 and couldn't remember which glass pane was tempered due to the speed, so he asked 453, position 5 behind him, aka the old lady, which way it was. She says she doesn't know, but thought it was left. He ended up taking her word for it, and well, she was wrong. Like I said before, it's a reaction that makes this a bit funnier, and it's 453's reaction. She sounds like she's trying to hold back laughter when she says, "So he went right." It feels like she was suppressing a smirk, and it doesn't feel hilarious, but still has a humorous spark. We might as well round up another Glass Bridge death that should be mentioned as low as possible. It isn't too funny, but a few people have smirked or giggled at it. It's the Glass Maker, player 017. He went 13th in Glass Bridge, just before our 3 surviving characters from the good group, and specifically before Sang-woo in position 14. He correctly guessed multiple panes. Well, he wasn't guessing. He worked with glass for 30 years, so he could tell the difference due to the refraction of the light. The frontman and VIPs caught on to this. So, the frontman changed the light settings so that they could still see, but he couldn't tell the difference. The glassmaker struggles, becoming indecisive as he tries to tell the difference still. So Sang-woo jumps onto the pane, when there are only 30 seconds left, and pushes him onto the regular glass. Apparently, people find this funny, but I only see the humor in Sang-woo's line, "Then pick one," and how he delivers that line, but not the kill. Next up, we have the first deaths that many characters are aware of, the mass scares and red light green light in both seasons, Season 1 Episode 6, and Season 2 Episode 3, later in Season 2 due to the story. The way that most of us know what's going to happen, and how we laugh at their stupidity, and how they know that they'll die if they run, but still do it. It's like watching somebody get annihilated in a sport, and we laugh, except this time around, it's with people going to their deaths. They run back despite knowing the fate that it will bring, which is, well, you know, death. People sat back and watched them die, whilst knowing that they would. Now, we see a death that many cried over in the aftermath, but it happened in a funny way. It's Thanos' death between Season 2 Episodes 6 and 7. We see Thanos as the Season 2 version of Jang Deok-soo, but he gets taken out by one of the most random things, a fork. We watch him overpower and push around Lee Myung-hee all season, just to be taken to hell by his fork. And let's be real, nobody expected it to happen, and definitely not like this. So we couldn't help but either giggling or laughing when we see him being overpowered by a piece of cutlery. Now, for a few collective deaths, most of Ino's cold blood kills. To start, we see him take out the mass square guard after Dalgona in Season 1 Episode 3, where he shoots him without a second thought, without a flinch, and how he thought he was going to survive, but received a bullet from somebody other than player 119. Less the death, more execution for the frontman to add to the element of humor, and that's only the beginning. Next up is his murder of the organ harvesting guard and Myung-hee, player 111 or the Doctor, and how they were trying to betray each other. For some context, they had been running an organ harvesting scheme, selling the organs of dead players via Captain Park in the black market, making profit in secret. So obviously, the frontman didn't know, and it really got to him. His main advocate for the game's running in the players' eyes was that everyone was equal there, and that they all had an equal chance to win 45.6 billion won, so a player knowing the games in advance would crush that idea. So when he ran after them into the Dalgona room in Episode 5 of Season 1, him and the triangle guard with him were talking about how they could survive being caught by the frontman when the guards attempt to stab the Doctor, before being shot down by the frontman. Myung-hee is startled by the gunshot, so turns around to see the frontman. This scared him more than you would expect. Bear in mind that he's the first player to see the frontman, and that mask being the last thing you see before death must be enough to knock you unconscious before the bullet even hits you. Following in the frontman's steps are more deaths in the Dalgona area, this time directly after Dalgona, and yet another group. It's simply players who ran out of time after their second game, or broke their shape under pressure. Whilst player 119 tries to revolt, the guards focus on wiping them out instead of 119. The way that it's so unexpected adds in an element of humor, and I suppose that player 119's death could be added with how he regrets his actions, but maybe not as much as even the glassmakers, so definitely less funny if at all. Finally, we have another glass bridge death, well, two, that pair together to the end, Jang Deok-soo and Han Min-seo. From the moment they re-enter the games after the vote, it's apparent that Min-seo likes Deok-soo, so she decides to help him in Dalgona by dropping her smuggled lighter in front of him to make cutting the cookie easier. This works, so she asks what her reward will be, and he tells her he'll think about it in the bathroom. She takes the hint, and they do their thing. Minicio now, for very good reasons, thinks that Deoxys actually cares about her, but she was very wrong about that. They do hang out together in their group before lights out, then going on a killing spree during the night, and this only cements the idea in Minicio's head, making what happened even more painful in the build-up. However, the doctor was also in their group, and in trade for protection, was telling Deoxys the games beforehand, as he knew from the organ harvesting scheme. He then abandons her prior to tug-of-war, wanting a team of only men for physical strength, and it worked, his team annihilating the other, but he also annihilated Minicio. At this point, she wanted revenge, and well, for an obvious reason. She said in the bathroom to him, "If you betray me, then I'll kill you," and he had done that, so she was going to stay true to her word. In Glassbridge Season 1 Episode 8, Deoxys chooses position 9, while she chooses position number 11. The first 8 players fall to their death, and Deoxys is at the front. He then tells others to go first if they want to leave, and Minicio pushes the position 10 player towards him. Deoxys deflects him into the regular glass pane, causing his death, and now, we get to the point. Minicio jumps onto Deoxys' platform, making him think that she will go before him, but she has plans for them to go together. She wraps her arms around him, lecturing him, scaring him, and finally roasting his size, before leaning back to kill them both. I remember screaming with laughter at her retaliation to him abandoning her, before they had fallen to the ground, and this is the death that finishes off our list.